Welcome back to Workers and Resources. Let's take a quick look at what we built so far. We didn't build the customs house, but it was a start to our republic. We got a train distribution office in the vicinity, our heating plant, plus a mechanical components production facility on the outskirts, with a distribution office or two, a train refueling station next to two road vehicle refueling stations, some construction offices, a technical service, a prison next to our production facilities, a university, some residential zoning, and we do have a TV station. Then we also have our resource storage on the other outskirts, currently outskirts, and we are trying to get the tunnels finished, but I think we can see the light at the end now. So we should be able to finish these and start working on all the rail line coming out of them. Where are they? They are assigned, but I guess I do need to enable workers to work in the... No, they're all already there. One vehicle over here, and the other one not doing anything. Because I guess the second tunnel is not assigned yet. No, it is assigned. So we have two tunnel constructions. I guess that one must have just switched over. So maybe the other rail construction vehicle will move out shortly. The road tunnel still has 10,000 work days left to completion. I guess we don't have enough bricks in here. I could relocate the rail construction office into this area, make it a little bit faster to resupply with resources. I don't know. So we are bringing 10 tons of bricks to the rail construction office right here. But that shouldn't be everything. I think 30% would warrant more trucks, right? So we have that one. Yes, quite a few trucks on the road right now bringing bricks. It's just that the rail construction office now with 2 trains goes through a lot more resources than before. We should switch this a little bit up. We'll give it like 10 boards, 10% boards and 30% bricks. We don't need that many boards, I don't think. Let's make sure. There are a few in here. 24 tons versus a real huge amount of bricks. 840. So right now for tunnel construction this switch makes sense, and even for rail construction we don't really need any boards for the ties of the rail. We are using concrete or in the game prefab panels for that. Otherwise, buildings over here slowly running full. Still have some at half capacity. We have 2 housing blocks ready to accept people living there once these fill up. But then this area should probably turn into more of a residential zone anyway, with maybe an additional bus stop right here. The mountain does already start here, so even though this looks flat, it is not. I can build there, but I don't really want to build too much. Maybe a few housing blocks. We'll see. The main goal is still to get a rail line to the other side of the map and export to the west. And then get a better license for Mars 305 bus that should become available sometime this year if it hasn't already. It has already become available, right? We saw that it was cheaper, even though it was it was faster and it had more carrying capacity than the 302, and it was cheaper. And it also uses less steel. less mechanical components, less plastic, same amount of electronics, slightly more fabric, and less overall time to construct, so perfect vehicle for us. And it looks like if you never buy any license before that, you could buy it with your starting cash. 500k if you start on hard difficulty or realism. Alright. So if the supply of bricks is now a little bit more stable, which right now it doesn't look like it is, construction should be progressing unhindered. We have 2 distribution offices assigned. We have you, the larger one with the open haul trucks, and then we have the small distribution office for, oh yeah, fuel. I should rename the fuel distribution office so it is recognizable. I should rename it in short form. Distribution office SDO. So I don't have to type as much if I start renaming these ones at some point. I have COs for construction offices. Although I did put it at the front there, so maybe I'll put it at the front here also. Distribution office for fuel. And construction office containing mechanisms. So tower cranes, excavators, etc. Stuff that works on its own, but might also require other labor, workforce to do something. Things that doesn't require resources by itself, I guess. Tower cranes don't require any resources, they just speed things up, and well, excavators and bulldozers can work without workers. I guess it's a weird system, calling it mechanisms. We have both of the construction trains working, as intended. Hopefully we get some bricks stored in here. Maybe we can even tell our normal distribution office. Well, I was going to say to increase the storage amount in there, but it is already 80%. So that's not really a thing. The other option, have a rail construction office here with maybe some storages around it. So we can refill the storages and the trains always have resources available. Or we just, instead of having these resource storages around it, we also hook those up to the rail line, so we can supply them by train with the train distribution office. And that would be a lot of resources delivered and not a lot of vehicles needed, since the infrastructure would already be in place. We would just need a rail connection to the storages. And the open storages do have a rail connection if they are not small, so the small ones do not, but the medium ones do. So we wouldn't need a dedicated platform for those. We could just have 1 or 2 storages, separate the steel and maybe the prefab panels into one, and then the bricks and boards into the other one. Or maybe the steel and the boards into one, so we have a lot of steel, not a lot of boards, and then prefab panels and bricks in a separate one, so we can shift around as per requirement how much we need, but probably 50-50 would be sufficient. Let's check on our electricity consumption. I did tear down the wire coming from the transformer of the border going to here, so we only have the high voltage wire. So this should give us an accurate reading of our Republic's energy consumption, which is 2.5. I don't think we have any electricity issues in our nation, but If I go to voltage and wattage, we do see a very, very, very red cable here. But only until here. It stops being red over here. Not sure why it's... maybe because it's separated. We're running very close to capacity in this area, so I think it's probably best to build another wire and substation in this area, which we already have, so we just need the substation. Pre-planned access. We'll put one substation between those two buildings, I think. Don't think a footpath. Well, a footpath could be useful. Alright, so there's still room for another footpath on the left side. Meaning that we can plug the substation right here and not worry too much. To be tarmac, but since it's the inner city area, we'll probably make it like that. And we'll give it the largest underground wire. I would like to follow our infrastructure to some extent, so let me maybe pre-plan how the road is gonna go here. Might be like that. Don't really remember. I don't remember at what angle we made this one. I wish this tool would show you the angle, but a little bit of jank is fine. So we have 106, and we have a footpath on the way here. That is probably going to be fine. So we can use this as the guidance for the electric wire. Go underground a little bit and then follow the road. Just take down a little bit of this. Thankfully it's now daytime, so I can actually see something. Very hard to see things at night. The underground layer. Start this whole thing. Maybe I should start from the other side, it might be easier. I guess I could just run along the road as well. I'm just worried a little bit that it might decide to not allow the placement of a few things, but I'll just see what happens, I guess. Use that as a connection. And that should relieve this connection by supplying power to these buildings, and so we shouldn't have any blackouts. Hopefully we'll get that done before winter, but construction shouldn't really have any issues with that. If I do assign workers to construction sites, and don't forget that. 8,500 workdays left on the road tunnel. Once we get the 4,400 workdays done, the rest can be done by machinery. Gravel, asphalt, and then flattening and rolling it out can all be done by machinery. Just the digging itself cannot. Cars on the way. Strange. Might be elevation related. Oh, that works. And we shall use that. That's a little bit too close, I guess. For that one. Plus we will build those footpaths manually. We'll also give them a monument. A large monument. Make sure that we don't oversupply workers to these building constructions once they become available. There aren't really many workers in reach, but I would rather them still making money in our vehicle production facility than all sit on the construction site without actually doing any work, waiting for the resources. There we go, track laying has begun. Good luck. Should still be enough walking distance to reach the last building that I placed there, but there will be a bus stop in this area, which should hopefully give enough range to everyone to reach their desired amenity buildings. Alternatively, I could probably fit a bus stop in here, but we also already have this one, so I don't know. Probably make a bus stop here and have a route going back and forth, transporting people that want to get on the bus. Only with like 1 or 2 buses should be sufficient. Maybe 3 if we want to incorporate the bus end station. Loan-wise, we are owing 970k, which is exactly the money we have right now. What a coincidence. Why is our loans... weird. So I guess we're in the green again. Or very close to. Alright. Assign workers to that construction site, to this footpath. These footpaths, which can't be done by machinery because they're presumably too short. We do have electricity, our voltage is connected. And also we do not have any warning indicating that we do not have electricity. So the substation should come online as soon as the wire gets built. We aren't bringing any workers to it right now. So still doing the trench. I'm gonna bring the electronics, I guess. No, let's speed that up. I'm a little bit worried about the capacity issues if they use more electricity during winter. I don't want to have any problems here, please. $640 work days, excluding the travel time, of course. But that might be 2, maybe 3 more trains. Which would be nice. We'll have to do that all over again once the other tunnel is ready, and well, let's just say that travel time over there is going to be a little bit longer. The tunnel is a little bit shorter though, so 40,000 work days total. But we also have the tunnel boring machine right away, so it should not be that much of a problem. Road tunnel is another issue, but we'll get to that once we get to it. Still have to get the fire station and the gas station set up. And we probably need maybe the second one as well, since it is quite far. I don't know how far the fire station can reach from here. Since it's indicating that all of this is connected and we are just on the edge of the range. This is to be believed. So probably need another fire station in the area. We'll see whether vehicles run out of fuel, I guess, during road construction maybe. The road construction offices should have fuel. At least they are leaving right next to a fuel station. I might not have them all supplied with a steady amount of fuel. Let's switch back to vehicle construction because I like that the bar goes up much more quickly. Not sure if it's gonna make us more money, but it looks more impressive. What other residential Boeing can we use here? I'm probably using some medium to low density ones around the TV station. Stick to high density in the valley, maybe some lower ones around the power lines. And then of course next to the train lines we're going to use some cheaper looking buildings. Not a lot of capacity. Well, they should fit in there, otherwise it's something like that, I guess. Or some brick flats. Workers. As long as they're in range of the bus stop, it should be fine. The bus stop has quite the reach. Yep, 394 meters, as if it was planned. We're still gonna make an exit here, I think. Allow them to walk out of this side. I don't think I will connect those exits. station has been built, just waiting for the wire. We already assigned the workers here? Yes, we did. So building speed should be quite high. It's not slow, it's running at a decent pace. Good. Weren't we at 400 something and now we're back to 530? Thought we were further than 530, maybe we were at 640 or 840 instead of 480. There we go, that's looking much more impressive. Fast construction speeds, lots of individual vehicles, not for our people. I guess with the longer travel distances I could also make a parking lot and allow people to travel to other like workplaces by car, but that should probably be an exception. Maybe a fire station would actually work with that. A parking lot next to a fire station. Oh. Where is construction train? Overall progress is almost done. Still taking a little bit longer over here. The train is inside, driving towards construction site. Yeah, resource transportation takes more time than actually building the rail track now, so just have to wait. And over here we're not bringing a lot of workers because I limited it. So we're still supplying resources, we're going to drive the tower cranes here slowly and should hopefully not run into any problems. I think it should all be fine. I don't see any issue that could arise. I think I have heating, electricity and sewage all connected. Should all be no problem. Trench for the wire has been dug out, just waiting for a truck to bring us some electronic components, and then the bus full of workers will build it, and we can check the substation and see if it runs into... maybe it complains a little bit less about power consumption. Especially once we crank the TV station up to full capacity, it would probably make sense to have even more electric capacity in the area. But not right now. Yeah, now I can click these buildings and see that the assigned distribution office is the fuel distribution office. Nice and easy to see. Tower cranes are being delivered. Just a few more prefab panels, some steel. The buses with construction workers will get to there once the tunnel is done, I guess. I don't know if it does an auto assign. I would need to assign it manually. But I'm not really in a hurry, so the few buildings that are in range can bring 5 workers over here every now and then and get it done. So take it slow. The rail line currently ends here. Only a little bit more. I guess it was way more than 2 to 3 construction trains. I thought they had more resources, but totally misjudged that. I thought production was faster before, but Maybe I've gotten used to speeds, so it doesn't look as impressive anymore. It's looking quite good. Money-wise and production speeds are really, really nice. Are we now taking full loads of workers? I think we fixed that last time, didn't we? So the buses arrive, unload everyone, and then take a full complement of workers after they come from the bus end station. So we'll have to wait until it refueled and does another loop. Well, it would have probably loaded fully if there were enough workers there. So I count that as works as designed now. Previously it was limiting itself to like 20 workers, but that was because the bus end station was inside the loop. Now I have I have added the first stop as the last stop, so it knows it can unload everyone when doing a loop. So it should run at full capacity. If there are enough workers at that time. I'm seeing the town from this angle, completely new perspective, and it doesn't look half bad to me. I like how this housing complex turned out. Not too cramped. Maybe the heating pipe looks very ugly, but it's I guess by design, so it's tolerable. Average loyalty is 67%. Yeah, we'll leave it at 75. We do have some people at 80, but I think 80 is the upper limit. And if I don't keep monitoring that, it could be a little bit problematic maybe when I don't notice it and then suddenly drop off. But it does mean that our loyalty is now really good across the board for people going through university education. Just keeping the lowest out, lowest loyal citizens. Just to, I guess, prevent any issues. For teachers it isn't too critical, even though they might be more impressionable at a young age. It's a lot of children. They are allowed to be a little bit more lenient, I guess. To report the advanced engineering stuff. I don't know why that one isn't blocked anymore. I think it was at some point. Blocking all construction facilities behind the research. That we were able to start with it right away. I just assumed it was the new normal, but there's still the research for it, so probably isn't. 200 workers in that building compared to over here. I guess we only have 80, so the vehicle production facility still has the highest amount of workforce in our republic. I wish the trains would not take workers when they're traveling. So if you have multiple trains, you can spread up a little bit more easily. me check something. Alright. I think not using electric trains for us was the correct choice, especially when we want to move things to the western border, close to the western border for a final sale. I'm still thinking about how I will do that. If I make a dedicated train delivering to the west that I at some point turn on and off, or if I just have the existing train alternating between east and west sale. Because I think we are going to run into issues where the production line might fill the building once the train goes to the western border and it doesn't have anyone selling to the east. But right now the production is not fast enough to fill the train going towards the west. I think it'll just be one train. The storage can fill up with vehicles. The sale to the east will be quick and then it will go back to the west, and we can make that train longer. That's not a problem. Still no 21-year-olds without their own flat, so enough housing is present. Everyone can study apparently. Some unemployment due to no workplace, which is interesting. It shouldn't happen, but... Okay, missing components, missing resources, mechanical components. We should have workers going to the mechanical component factory. And right now they aren't. Oh, they are, but they're going to the heating plant first. And I guess mostly there's like space over there. We're going to, well, we are going to let you run your route and copy the schedule over to the other prison bus. Find it. There we go. Or we'll use line spacing again. And we are going to deliver to the mechanical components first before maybe trying the heating plant at the end. But there should be a lot of room in here for prisoners to work. So we shouldn't run out of mechanical components anymore. And if we still do, at some point we might have to bring regular workers to that site as well. The bus that goes to the heating plant could take a detour to the mechanical components factory and unload 10% of its loaded workers on the bus, just to make sure we have a steady supply of components. I don't want to fill the mechanical components factory with workers, because I do want prisoners to work them. Down to 240 workdays. Getting close. Still taking its time, but getting there. I can see the light. Light at the end of the tunnel. How many people wanting to pray are sitting around this town? There's current demands: food, sport, culture. One person praying, another person, three. There's not a lot of praying being requested anymore. So maybe this actually is really useful. Let's crank that up. Let's get it out of the system. How's the road tunnel? 1,700 work days, which is nice, because after that machinery will assist and construction speed should go much quicker. And we do have our road construction assigned to it, so vehicles will become active as soon as they can. Cold is still fine. I mean, it is warm right now. We have to check that near the end of winter, or maybe during winter, see how much it rains, if at all. We need to add another vehicle. But when that happens, usually you have the situation where you check in spring or summer and you notice that this has run out by like half. So the truck wasn't able to keep it filled during winter, and the draining of the coal was faster than the resupply. And that's when you become active. So the warning setting on the coal storage should hopefully help with that. At some point during January or February it might kick in and give us a warning. Of course that could also just be skipped by just overexpanding, having a lot more people and then running the coal dry. With the warning not being able to react at the time and us having to buy like an extra vehicle right away. Our electric substation is completed, its construction, so now we have this one running at half its previous demand, which is good to see. So the wire in the underground view should not be red anymore, now it's only yellow, which I think indicates like near half capacity. I'm not quite sure if that's correct. And over here, this building also running at 0.6. We do have a red wire here, which is the highest capacity, I think. It is. So 1.4 would be the capacity limits. So the factory itself, at the full complement of workers, could potentially fully use the available electric capacity we've supplied. Still need to get to that point first though. Again. They are continuously being used up by the vehicle construction facility, so the faster this one goes, the more we will need, but hopefully the faster construction goes, the more prisoners we also have, so we did have 20 escapes. Everyone in here is very happy thanks to the high loyalty. Let's keep that at 75, same as our high university education and TV station, just to make sure that there is no 50% loyalty person that decides to release someone prematurely. $115 work days. Wait, did that just change the value? No. I thought this jumped, but I looked away and it suddenly changed, but it must have been something else, I guess. If these buildings like the rail distribution office also wouldn't need workers, this game would become really, really complicated. There's so many illuminated lights in here that you would think it would be almost as occupied as a residential building of similar size. Less than 100 workdays, maybe 1 or 2 more trains now? I don't know how fast these build. We should still have a very high saturation of university education, it's still at 87%. Yeah. It was a good idea to build the full university, because we need that for vehicle production. Otherwise, with not enough engineers, you don't get the production speeds we have. Train is coming back. We already have eight vehicles sitting around, which is like half the capacity of the train. And we have half the capacity in production percentage left to get. So it looks like this train would be sufficient, continuously running exports for one facility. And it would earn us a pretty penny. I guess I can repay all of the loans we have now. Just get rid of everything. It will drain our money. But now, this is our money. No more loans, no more interest. 4.2 million rubles in loan capacity. Which would allow us to start very large construction projects normally. But I'm not feeling that. This was a proof of concept for vehicle production. I guess the main thing is it possible to do this with the whole you having to research it first? And that just being allowed to export vehicles and having to research them first? I don't know. I guess you would need to buy some vehicles in the west and export them to the east to make up some of that money while you get the university up, do the research, and then you build the vehicle factory. I do think that you do need the town. Foreign labor did not seem to make a huge amount of profit, if at all. Did not do the math for that. So I guess only with the oil refinery we really had the situation where foreign labor was just making quite a bit of money exporting fuel and bitumen. That was quite profitable. Also because the oil wells did not consume any workers, and just the oil refinery itself did. Alright, 40 work days. One more, or are you gonna get through? You are going to get through because you still have both of the trailers loaded. So we are going to finish the tunnel this work cycle, it looks like. Very quietly so, because you can't really use the crane in here. I wonder if some of the other construction vehicles would be better suited. Like there are, in real life, there are rail construction vehicles that would just push the rail in front of it through the train itself rather than using a crane. I guess this is an old school system. tunnel is complete and the train is outside. Done it. We've reached the other side. More open land to be conquered. Still need the road tunnel for that one, but construction speed should speed up once we get past here. Past the next 500 work days. And then we're on the open road, going to the west, which is the east. We're on fire, a brick residential building. It's close to the fire station, which already sent out one truck. No problem. And we do have an epidemic. Severe health complications, but it is not spread very easily. Easily or easily? Yeah, easily. It does not spread easily throughout our population. And it is expected to last for a long duration. Last I checked, our health system was running with a lot of capacity left, so we shouldn't have any issues with that. Maybe transportation could become a problem. I do see 3 ambulances sitting around, 2 ambulances. So presumably we are still going to be fine. And if we ever get a warning about someone wasn't reached in time, then we do know that we need to upgrade. If this ambulance starts moving, I'm going to buy another one, I guess. And there we go. One came back right now. But just let's get another ambulance. They are that busy. 280 work days until machineries become active. And the rail construction of the tunnel was faster than the road construction by quite a lot. We didn't bring the full amount of workforce to bear on the road tunnel, but still. We still have to lay down the tarmac itself and finish it. So, rail construction, kind of the clear winner, I guess. If we had helicopters, we could place down all of the buildings already on the other side, and we wouldn't even need the road tunnels. Which I guess I kind of need. I should make a helicopter construction office, now that I think about it. It would allow me to set up everything on the other side without the whole... without this. I would only need the rail, and then use the helicopters to set up this area, get some fuel for the vehicles that run like the the distribution, and then we would be set. We can do that. We are still going to make the road, because at some point we might need a road connection. Helicopter construction is quite expensive, but with the loan all being paid back, I think we can make that investment. One helicopter construction office. I'm not gonna go crazy with these. I say right now, knowing fully well that as soon as we see helicopters flying around, that opinion could change. I hope it doesn't. Hello Lord Custard. Things are going well, thank you. Hope things are fine with you too. Things are going okay. We are going to put that helicopter construction office here, I guess. Into the mountainside. It will probably be the end of the road going that way, I think. Then we need a fuel connection. Oh my god, it's gonna be so expensive. We need fuel. We need our fuel tank. I mean, the fuel tank is not gonna be expensive. I'm just exaggerating, I guess. Guess we might need a pumping station. Get it set up here. We will use one underground pumping station. And we will use underground pipes. And if we want, we can also hook this up to here if we want to, really. I don't know if a single connection would work. It might be too long. No, it probably works. So we would only need fuel supplies to the tank itself, and that one would pump it to both of these. But yeah, things are going well. Playing a bit of workers and resources recently again, as you can see. Not as much as when Cosmonaut mode released, that one was a lot. I guess I'm still saving myself a little bit for the next coming update. Hopefully great. Cosmonaut was really the big thing, I think, for me. Too long now. Okay, so we would need another pumping station. But that means we can use an underground pipe and put another pumping station in this area. And then just do an above ground pipe really quickly. That will make things easier. Well, theoretically it will make things easier. If other infrastructure isn't in the way, of course. Go from here. I guess we can have the pumping station over here. But if I make an above ground pipe, it would be best to have the pipe pumping station on this side already. Well, since we can use underground piping, let's see. That is too long. Alright. Do I want to switch this around then? Do I want the pump to be somewhere else? Do I want the tank to be somewhere else? I could have the tank somewhere here and then pump it over to this area. I think that might work out better. Another fire, pollution monitoring station. Sure, I guess. Should I be concerned? There's quite a bit of pollution near the vehicle factory and the heating plant. The road of the heating plant has a lot of pollution. Residential buildings still seem mostly unaffected. And our average life expectancy is still over 80. So, I'm fine. Fine with that. Guess we're gonna make the storage over here and put a pumping station over here, distributing into either side. That's maybe the way we're going to make this happen. Could be above ground pumping stations. I don't really have any construction planned in this area. I think that could of course change, but I think we're going to use above ground pipes. Over here, I don't think this connection will work. So we do have to go for this one. Height of 10 meters is what we're going to use. That is not a lot of support for that pipe. I don't like that. That looks a bit too funky. Yeah, that's. I wish I could place a support pillar over there. Another fire. Jesus Christ, people. Stop it. That's an unoccupied building that's on fire. I'm sure he's like just being a pyromaniac right now. That one feels like that's the way to go. Place to 10 meters. And the support pillars over here. We have one over there. I want 10 meters. I want. Why are you not at 10 meters anymore? It looks like the pipe is resting on the heating pipe that way. I don't. And that looks like the support pillar would be on top of the road, which is also not great. That one seems acceptable. Yeah, we'll use that. And the pipe going to the construction office will be an underground one, because I say so. going to use. And we just have to connect some roads to it. So our fuel supply will be over here. This will not need a distribution office anymore, because the fuel will come in via a pump. I don't know if the construction office has a pipe connection. I don't think it does. No, it doesn't. So we still need a vehicle for that, but yeah, we're probably going to use a helicopter construction office, get the other side already set up. We might even be able to just use a Western vehicle. I guess we won't be because we spent all of our money. Yep, too expensive. We have to wait for the road to be done, I guess. Or fly something over there, or I don't know. Once the tunnel is done, for road vehicles, I can assign the construction office back to normal assignment, bring workers to all constructions, because I don't need to focus on the tunnel anymore. I guess I can do that right now because the machinery is doing its thing. So you can auto search again. And since the tunnel is at low priority, we should not bring anyone here. We'll bring them to other construction sites now. And the machinery will take care of things, like the excavator. We'll leave it at 2 buses for the construction office. Otherwise we are going to drain this bus stop of workers way too quickly. More steel. The helicopter is going to be slightly expensive, probably in the 300k range. And what we also need is storages for the resources. So basically helicopter landing pads for the resource storages. Now I could try and alter this whole setup to directly connect the helipads to it. But what I think I will do is I will just make a helipad for resources and attach the resource storage to it, and then have trucks shifting over resources. Because if I do this with helipads directly, there's a potential of constructing so fast that we drain our money again. I kind of don't want that. Trucks would then be the limiting factor hauling resources. We only need one helipad. But what we do need is probably 2 storages, one for gravel, one for... Oh right, gravel. We do have to bring gravel from the border post. Or we do have to make the other train connection, where we bring in gravel via train, offload it into a storage and then shift it over into this helipad. I think gravel is not going to be the main issue. With the new towers, the engine transfers, we should be able to move gravel relatively conveniently, quickly. Let's get the other resources hooked up first. So a small open storage should be sufficient for this. Maybe 2. So we have 2 storages. Resources will be supplied to them. Steel, bricks, prefabs and boards. And then gravel itself, I guess we'll make an extra storage that leads into here, and then maybe we hook that up to a train unloading station. Having only one landing pad is probably gonna annoy me at some point, but I really don't want to overdo it with the helicopters. Not this time. I do want to have one for versatility and like kind of preparing things. We don't even have like a helipad for passengers, so we're just supplying all of the resources, maybe some machinery to the facilities. And then if we still need workers, those have to come by ground, but the helicopters can assist. Are we running into mechanical component shortages now? Maybe. Definitely appear to not have enough people working on this, so we do have capacity, so let's increase this to 30. But we probably don't have enough workers, as in aka prisoners. Well, for now, just let it run, I guess, and see what happens. Okay, there's some rail line already being built. Good. That's how it should be. Placing down the gravel is almost done. Then we need tarmac. Roll it out. And hopefully we have our road tunnel done as well. Yeah, seems like we're going to the point where we're using mechanical components as fast as we're producing them. Plus, we also need them for construction, like the pumps do need mechanical components. The oil storage also needs mechanical components, and maybe some other buildings that I can't think of right now. Oh, I guess we do have 2 helicopters potentially. Anyway. How expensive are they? Cargo helicopter. Less than 200k. We're going to get 2 of those. Spending the money. And once they are here, we can buy vehicles for it, basically. If we want tower cranes or something, we have to deliver that with trucks, but the rest should be able to get here by road. Probably gonna wait until we have like fuels supplied to the construction office before we do anything crazy. We're gonna use the yellow livery this time. It's fine. Oh, pipeline, right. I was wondering why the construction workers were getting loaded into the building, but that makes sense. That pipe goes through the tunnel to the through the mountain quite a lot. But it's just labor, it's fine. Full employment and all that. No gravel. I guess the low priority also means that gravel is not going to be delivered there as quickly as usual. Speaking of gravel, we should probably plan for the gravel unloading point here. And I guess we're going to do that in reverse. I don't really want a huge gravel storage. 870 tons should be plenty. It will have one point to move gravel out of there. And then it has two connections to load gravel into it. So for a general planning preview, we do have an unloading station for aggregates, which is quite large. And that one would need to hook up to our system. I'm wondering if I should turn off here and have another switch crossing, not crossing switch. I don't know. Have that here, or if I should have it come off here. I think it makes more sense to have it come off here, but then I would need some more signals. Should be fine, really. Alright. And it should be directly connected to the storage, otherwise it doesn't know exactly how many resources it needs. So that one would be correct, but the road is in a bad place that way. Not terrible, but could be better. Alright, and here we would have the rail line. That would be really, really bad. Alright, that is not possible. We'll have to move it out further, I guess. Let's plan with the aggregate unloading station first. I would like this road to be up there. This should work nicely. I mean, the aggregate unloading station is really long anyway. We have it come off here. Does that make sense? You go here, come back, and yeah, you go back through here. I mean, it is probably too long, but I don't think that's the problem. It should directly unload into the storage, and then that storage should be connected to the helipad, I guess. It could be a separate helipad also. Don't need to have everything connected to the same helipad, I guess, which would make it easier to set up. So, we need the gravel storage, the aggregate storage, directly connected to the aggregate unloading station. And then we're going to build a separate helipad, I guess. Can we get the road moved around here? Yes. And the aggregate connection like that. Conveyor, I mean. And we will redo that road slightly, but That one will work quite nicely. That should set up gravel, I think. We'll need some extra signals after here. So these ones would be obsolete. We would have 4 signals on this side. Like that. Electricity should reach all of these. Quick test. Yeah, electricity is, I think, also able to reach all of this, so we should be okay. That should be enough to set up the helicopters, I think. Oh, right. We didn't prevent people from moving in here, so I guess they already have. Only one person complaining about no access to a kindergarten, which is fair. We haven't built any of that in this area yet. So they are relying on whatever's in the vicinity, which in this case is not even that kindergarten, so that one would be the best, I guess. It is very close. Not quite. Are those dirt? Those are dirt. That might explain it. I believe that might be enough. I will do a measurement from the start of the building over to here. It's 360 meters, so that should be good enough. So don't need an extra kindergarten right now, but with the buildings, all of them filled, probably another one would make sense. Heating plant gave a warning about not enough workers. Seems like there was a hiccup with the supply. Fine. Mechanical component supply has increased. Maybe... I don't know. Maybe a lot of workers have been moved to construction sites now. No, this one is actually almost full on engineers. And it does want more mechanical components soon. Yeah, the production percentage is looking really good now. Are we running full on vehicles? Not yet, no. That shouldn't happen. Almost done with the gravel. So the helicopter construction office, I guess, could already start setting up what is supposed to be the unloading station, which is just... I guess no, it should set up the fire station first. I do need to know how far the fire station with a helicopter can reach. I think it was 3 kilometers. No, we also had the idea of using the foreign labor from the customs house over there. All of these seem possible, I guess. So I guess the rail construction offices are now doing all of their stuff over on this side. And they are just gonna keep going because, well, they're always gonna find another point to go to. But the gravel supply is not that critical, and laying down these two rail lines will happen as soon as, I guess, the other tunnel finishes. The other rail tunnel, I mean. Because it does merge into a single rail line on this end, so can't really use both of the rail construction vehicles after that. But the other tunnel is also not really that urgent. Technical service not reaching all the way? No, it should. Maybe we need another one on this area. If any of these storages would catch on fire and fire station can't get there in time, that would be annoying. Speaking of not getting there in time, we should probably get a fast fire truck. Just so we have something that can use the full capacity of our tarmac road and fight the fire while the larger vehicles are on their way, I guess. Okay. Looks like the tank for fuel has finished. Now that one can hold a lot of fuel. So we will allow 30% of fuel to be unloaded into it. But also the vehicles can take up to down to 10% of fuel back out of it if they need to. So it's basically an intermediate storage that is away from the customs house. They'll fill it, but they also use the fuel from it to deliver it to other points. And the train diesel station does not need to be refueled anymore. As soon as this connection is set up and we do have fuel in it, it will pump the diesel station for the trains full of the fuel before making the rest available for the helicopter construction office itself. But that one still takes a little bit. Still digging out the tunnel for the pipe. Well, the trench, not the tunnel. Although a tunnel might be cheaper, but probably not. So we're filling the train diesel station right now, which is as it should be. Since the tarmac road has finished construction all the way to the end, all of this could be a one-way road. So let's set that up, I guess. Snapping points should go away, hopefully. Let's put one here, a road marker, and remove it if we remember to. The other side was unoccupied, so it worked. There's a lot of traffic going through this road right now. Same with these snapping points, I guess. I guess now I need to finish the one-way road first before I can remove the snapping point. Why would you not remove? I am not sure. There's no vehicle on that road segment. Maybe because I placed it already. Nope. That one works. Is there anything connected here? I don't think so. Oh well. It's not urgent, I guess. Where's the other one? That one is gone. Good. And that one we'll get eventually. If we remember to. It's not. It's fine. I just like removing those snapping points. Train diesel station is filled. Extra fuel will remain inside the oil tank until the helicopter construction office becomes connected. We're going to store 450 tons of fuel in this storage, which is going to drain our money a little bit. But it shouldn't be too bad. It's not going to be as expensive as steel, at least for now. And right now the stuff is still cheap. Where's the other rail construction vehicle? What are you doing? Engaged further ahead. Oh, you're doing that. Those are not chain signals, I guess. I guess I never got that warning, so... Not sure why you were... Oh, I guess you were constructing... I don't know what you were doing. Are you trying to build a tunnel from this side? No idea. So, where are you going? A shorter rail line, presumably one of these, or on the other side of the tunnel, I guess. I don't know which... Oh, I guess you are trying now to build the longer train track. And this is gonna run into the same issue again, isn't it? Alright, let's just priority high here and see what happens. We're also gonna spend quite a bit of money filling these storages, I guess. Shifting resources around. Oh, you might be able to get past. I don't know how these signals will interact with each other. Probably gonna blink and let you drive through. Yeah. And then you will have to wait until the other train gets put back, because this whole block is not going to be occupied for the time being. Ah, drat, we didn't line up the housing blocks with this building, now it looks weird. Can't unsee. Guess we're gonna tear everything down again. Ah, not really. Yeah, mechanical components. It's still fully filled with mechanical components, so I guess we're at the cusp of running out, but since the constructions are complete, those constructions that do require those components, probably okay now. So, I would like to limit the resources in these facilities. Steel and prefab panels on this side. Bricks and boards on this side. And yes, it's probably going to be an overkill of boards, but that's fine. I guess we also need a distribution office taking care of this. I don't want to set up our... do I want to set ours up? Sure, we'll use the existing one, that's fine. That's why it's there. Load any resource you find. Helicopter storage 1. Helicopter storage 2. Meaning that it should be recognizable where we should unload resources into now. And that'll keep that office busy quite a while. I'm not going to bring any fuel here. We are refueling. Oh, I guess this is how you refuel helicopters. You just let them land at such an helipad. Okay, got it. That makes sense. I was wondering about that. Couldn't quite remember. But no, we are refueling our helicopters at the helicopter construction office itself. Well, once the pipe is done, which it almost is. Slowly getting there. Where construction vehicles have moved onto these rail lines, which is nice. They shouldn't take long, and then they can get back to whatever they were doing before that. But we can also start bringing in some gravel here. We haven't really set this up for a way of like unloading gravel into trucks or anything. Like construction office vehicles. It's not really meant for that. Well, I guess it kinda can be. I guess we can have another storage for that. If I make a different connection here, we still have a connection available where we can have another aggregate storage on this side, and then a vehicle loading point right here for construction offices to drive their truck into and get the stuff loaded on top of the truck rather than them having to shovel it into the truck. So it would speed up construction projects. that's what we're gonna do. Now that I think about it, if I have gravel here, why not use it? So what we need is like an aggregate loading point, where they just get here, drive in, pick up all the gravel, and done. And that one also has electricity. I do, however, not know if the storage had electricity. Looks like the storage also has electricity. Yes, it does. Okay, good. Everything as planned. Oh, money's going up quite quickly now. Vehicle exports are very profitable if you're using Western vehicles and are exporting to the East, I guess. Yeah, I think I like that setup. It's not ideal, it's not fully automated, it's like a starter setup also, almost. Also, we've passed 4,000 citizens, 2,600 workers. The factory itself requires 1,500 to run at full capacity, and we have 2,600 for our whole town. Okay, bus stop is full of passengers. That is not ideal, because it could lead to people not being able to reach urgent buildings, like getting to the shopping center. So maybe I should send them into a different bus stop. Not sure why it's full. Capacity is 200 and we're running around 150 right now, 160. Maybe it's counting all the ones that are heading towards it also. Yeah, the second rail tunnel. Not that critical. That one can just happen when there's like free time or whatever. No problem with that. I guess we do have gravel available for our construction vehicles soon, so they don't have to go to the customs house for that anymore. Still have to go there for tarmac, for asphalt and concrete, but setting those factories up would, I guess, only be slightly more difficult. We would need to bring bitumen up here, I guess, for the asphalt, and coal for the concrete. No, not for the concrete. We would need to bring cement up there. We're not going to make our own cement. Am I remembering this correctly? Cement plant uses gravel and coal, and concrete uses gravel and cement. And since we have gravel already there, we could hook it up to our existing gravel and build a water supply of like some dirty water out of the ground and just bring cement bags into the area. But I think getting that stuff from the customs house is still fine. people are now going to work on construction sites. That bus stop is filling up. Fire station is oversupplied with workers because I bought another vehicle and it reset itself to the maximum capacity of workers. So let's put that back to half. Yeah, mechanical components shortage, I know. The vehicle probably just went over and grabbed some and is driving it right here, right now. No, it isn't. I guess we're taking mechanical components for the construction of these conveyor belts also, so there's that. But if we are short on if we're short on mechanical components, I think we're still importing from the customs house. No, we aren't, because our construction offices just take from the warehouse, and the warehouse has no deliveries to it. It's all just going through. It's all just going through the factory itself. Or am I incorrect right now? What are we doing to this warehouse? We're loading we're loading mechanical components and just bringing them somewhere to the vehicle production line. So no imports of mechanical components anymore whatsoever. Storages for the helicopter construction office are loaded. Just need to wait for gravel, I guess. We can also buy the vehicles that we want in here. I do like the excavators. I'm gonna get 2 of those. 1 paver, 1 roller. And probably a tower crane or 2. The 45-meter variant. So let's get 2 of these. And I guess we're gonna buy an open haul truck to carry them also. After that, I don't know what else we need. 4, 6, 8. We still have some slots open, I guess. No, I don't think we need anything else really. Could have a few more bulldozers or excavators, I guess. So the helicopters could bring more things to construction sites. I guess also more tower cranes. I could have more than 2. We'll see how the construction office looks after we set it up, and then maybe get a few more tower cranes in it. Those things help. I should probably tell it also to not auto-assign itself to anything, because I don't want it to waste any fuel. We're gonna add it as our 3rd quick slot. So we have our workers in the first one, ground construction officers as 2nd, excluding workers, and 3rd one is all the CO or helicopters. This thing does not have electricity. Well, we have to take care of that. HCL for helicopter construction office. Power. I mean, sure. I'll hook you up with some power. We have one more connection over here. We have a red cable going into green wire, which is the lowest one. So we have room for one more. I guess I could have another switch here to allow us another small connection, I guess. Yeah, sure. I'm waiting for the multi-connections switches. Like more than 3. Those ones would be nice. Alright, I'm not gonna set this up. I'm just gonna hook this up and be done with it. Well, I will set up a switch here, I guess. Tiny wire coming through here. And after we hook this up, the helicopter construction office will actually get some fuel. You will pick up vehicles and bring them to the helicopter construction office. Which should be the tower cranes. I don't think we have anything else parked here. It's only the 2 tower cranes. And we have room for 6 more vehicles, which I will leave open for now. There is still the potential for adapting to whatever our construction needs, I guess. Be it tower cranes, be it more excavators, could even be more road construction. We could already start this whole road here. I don't know what has happened. What I do know is that the tunnel is almost done. Rolling it will take 1,000 workdays, but if we supply some workers over there, it will go quicker. And these construction sites for conveyor belts did take up a lot of mechanical components. Still do, they're still not all done. That's why our prisoners are... And they're not slow, they are doing their thing. So, do I want you to do anything already? I could assign you to a road, which you can't really do because you don't have access to gravel. But like, the very far road right here we could already start. Sure, let's assign it. Once we assign gravel to you, we should start working. I guess we could also tell you to pick up resources from outside, but why would we do that? It's fine, it's right on the way. All 4 resources here. And then once this helipad is done, not the warning, gravel itself will come from this one. It is March, but the coal storage is still fine. Not sure if it was refilled that quickly or if we had no significant depletion. Workers aren't assigned here yet. Let's make sure we continue construction of these facilities and maybe also build the roads necessary to finish them. That is a very, very tricky junction. It's a 5-way, but there's not a lot of traffic there, I guess. At least normally. Let's increase to 30 wardens. Keep our prisoners nice and loyal during their stay. Our prison buses doing? I assume they have plenty of capacity left. Maybe not. Maybe we need more. Increase the frequency. Let's get 2 more. Prepare for the future. And you are waiting to be fully loaded. Fine. After that, you have done the last delivery, you're gonna go back to the vehicle depot. Still a prison bus in here, waiting to leave. We do have a traffic jam. Can't wait for the gravel to become available, I guess. Didn't know we had that many traffic issues. Yeah, looks all good. Tunnel construction, less than 1,000 workdays. Road tunnel, slightly above 1,000. But it doesn't get many workers right now because we have started a lot of other construction projects. And the construction office for workers can order itself to any construction at once. We are working on the supply system for aggregates, which will require us to bring some hopper cars to the rail distribution office. We'll start out with 6. So can I tell you to pick up anything? Go here, wait until unloaded, come back here. Oh, now you wanted to refuel. Well, we do have a refueling station, so you should be happy. Yep, there's a train. There's also a train. Lots of trains waiting, but nothing being blocked. Which one will move first? This street. I hope it'll take all 6 hopper cars right away. Did the prison bus move? Yes, it did. Okay. I could have a signal here, like a... I don't know the name, a chain signal. So the train would already realize that the space is free. If a train moves from this side to this side, once it passes this signal, then this whole block would basically free up. They had like some weird behavior with that on double track, so I'm hesitating a little bit. Also, the delivery of hoppers is not that urgent, so... The hopper cars have been delivered, and it's on the wrong side of the track. I guess it drives in here and drives out the same way. That is not good. Well, let's see if we can allow it to drive out here. I guess we might have to make a bypass lane or bypass connection for that. Don't really like to do that, but I guess we have to. Something like that. Rail construction vehicle probably also needs to get access from that side. If we ever have to make more deliveries of rail cars, we will need that, so sure. Let's get that set up, I guess. But the hopper cars are now available. Railway end station was on fire, okay. Our aggregate unloading station is complete. So we can now deliver resources there. We're not limiting anything from the customs house, so as soon as I tell it to go here, trains will start moving. Or they should. If I tell them to unload into it. There they go. Loading gravel and unloading. We also have our loading point ready, but I will not hook it up yet until we have gravel in here, because we are still running construction jobs. This one requiring gravel, for instance, so it doesn't really make sense to assign it yet. over half filled the vehicle production line now. It's good to see. And production speeds are still increasing. We're still making a lot of money. Aggregate trains take a long time to load. Unloading is super quick, but loading from the customs house really slow. I don't know if the train loading station is much quicker. I think it is. Because it uses a conveyor system to get it above the train and then drop it on top of it, rather than the slow loading process of the customs house. Construction of the heliport hasn't started yet, which is okay, I guess. The heliport for okay, it has started. My bad. I lied. Okay, this pipe, no, it's fine. It is okay. I know I shouldn't do that. It's floating too much. It needs support. It's requesting support right now. Plant stop production. It's alright. Let's see if we can make it so it looks fine. We need the elevation of 10, which it already has. We're not at 10, we're like at a higher elevation. What elevation are we at? 11. Okay. Can we get to 11 here? We can get to 12, which is not 11. Well, what we can do something weird, I guess. We can go like this. Which is now at 11. Man, tooltip being in the way still. That looks a little bit funky, but that is acceptable. Because it does have pillars now, and that's all I wanted really. So not a smooth curve, but also kind of looks a little bit more organic. I'm waiting. I mean, yes, you should wait if there are other trains on the network, but you should also not complain. Other trains are running right now, and it seems like the construction train feels like it has the right of way. That is not good. It would block trains getting in here. It should not leave from this side. This train connection is probably a mistake. It's probably gonna turn into a mistake soon. But I don't know why the other train didn't switch the line like the others did. Right, gravel is now available. Don't care about the fuel. And now they can start road construction. Bringing gravel to the road that I assigned them to. I guess for the whole road construction, asphalt and concrete will need to be brought from outside the border. Mechanical and electronic components I also haven't really assigned. And I guess I can make a helipad on this side. And store some electronic components in here as well. But that's currently not that urgent. 13 tons of gravel. Taking a lot of fuel. That's expensive. Oh right, gravel storage on fire right away, because why not? Well, it's not winter. They did not send out the fast vehicle. But if this were winter, this would be an issue. This is very slow. If there were any snow on the road, this would have, like, imagine the steel storage on fire and snow on the road. That would have burned down a lot of money. So I think what I need to do is set up a technical service here and add a lot of snow plows. It's hard to see when it's dark. I think the technical service might not pay for itself, but it's preventative care. It's a good investment, especially since they will also take care of the road up until there. Maybe I should try the sectioning of the main line with chain signals. Or I just need a passing track, I guess. I could have a passing track over here. Wouldn't be difficult to set up if I click correctly. Passing track, kinda. Then we signal that one. In this case, this one would be one way. Well, not right now, because, well, right now it's not done yet, so these signals don't make sense. But the other side should be okay. I will remove the signals on the other side as well, until it has been fully constructed. Construction office has already assigned itself to this. That's why I can't remove that snapping point. But that's okay. Second gravel storage almost done. Which is surely gonna send another train this way. Need to make sure that only gravel gets stored in here. Not the warning. Right. And now we can assign the construction officers to this. In this case, that one would be you. Not concrete. Why is gravel not assigned to you? Aren't you dump trucks? Only concrete is... I bought dump trucks for here, but I never assigned these. Cool. Asphalt needs also needs to be assigned, and gravel is now... You can load from here. This should do enough concrete. This one shouldn't anymore. And then mixed construction office. Gravel source change to this one. And our road construction office, I guess. And once the first train has arrived with a full load of gravel, the vehicles will start moving again, I guess. Just gotta wait for that initial delivery. Maybe I should get a third train. Loading takes quite a bit. Sure, let's get one more. Do have money. Could get a fourth one also. 3 will be fine for now. Yeah, the passing track might speed things up quite a bit. I can also like allow 2 trains to stay inside that passing track by having another signal on either side. So it looks like that one is moving for this rail section. That's not gonna work. Okay, I guess you made it work, sure. Helicopter hovering and burning fuel, waiting for the gravel to load on the other one. I guess that's okay. There's the gravel delivery. Out. Once this track is set up, it should help quite a bit. So this is a time where this thing moves onto an occupied block. This one could decide to move backwards at the same time, and then there's a collision, but the rail construction vehicle would automatically teleport back, so it would be a temporary mishap that would resolve itself. It's still a little bit unfortunate that it can happen, but I guess they play by different rules. A lot of dump trucks will probably start moving out as soon as this one delivers. There's some dump trucks moving out right now. And one more. None from the road construction office, because they still have asphalt in there for some reason. Not all of them, but some. Finally some visitors in here. Very few, but a few. It's better than none. We will finish this technical service before winter. And I hope this will mean that this whole area is fireproof. Right now it looks like it is. I'm also tempted to upgrade this last bit of roads to give it maybe a little bit more reach. I don't think that's an issue though. Still can't remove that snapping point. Okay, that's removed. Now it's down here. Is it because the rail? I really do not know why there's a snapping point that I can't remove on that road. No escapes yet. 5 months in. Looking pretty good. All construction jobs are working as they should, so everything seems to be fine. Just workers arriving before resources. Things like normal. Looks like the road tunnel is done. And further road construction has assigned itself on the other side. So things are going on. Things keep going. Train waiting to move. Hopefully with the completion of the passing track we can make that happen. I think we might need another delivery of resources for that one, since the wagons are already empty and there's still quite a bit to go. But only once more, and then we can signal that, and hopefully it'll speed things up in the future. It's gonna be close. But that's like just, it's lying, it's not finishing. Come on, you can do it. Wow. We're actually able to do that. I'm impressed. Signal here. And then for now we're gonna split this 50-50. And that should help speed up train traffic, I think. Because there can be movement on this block, there can be movement on this block. As long as there's room here, trains can move. So this train will move as soon as it knows there's room. Yeah, passing track helps. But I think that's going to be it for today. We did finally see the end at the light of the tunnel and reached the surface back onto above ground. Started rail and road construction on the other side. Getting closer to, ever closer to the western border that is in the east. And And maybe in one of the next few episodes we can actually start making some US currency. Because I want that Mars 305 bus, and I'm definitely not gonna load it onto the train and drive it back into town. I'm just gonna build them myself and use them. But I do have to pay for them first, so I have to sell about 500 beetles to the west to make that happen. Thank you very much for watching. Have a good rest of your Thursday night, Friday morning, wherever you are. And, as always, maybe I'll see you next time.